Thursday. I will be speaking with Marina Moore Weems again. And yeah, I wanted to kill two birds with one stone here. I'm going to be starting to use this new setup. I have just got myself a new platform here with Riverside for any of the people out there who is interested in finding a live stream platform. I wanted to talk about why I'm doing that. It seems to be working well, this new system. Very first time is my debut on Riverside. Um, it's been a monumental event, actually, for me in my life that Robert Moore died in the way that he did. I think it was in 2016, or was it a bit later? As it's quite a while ago now. And it wasn't until I think 2022 that I took the responsibility of helping his niece to clear his name. And many of you who are watching this now, you will have watched that video because it has spread quite far. It's been watched by more than 10,000 people. It's gotten itself a link in Robert Moore's Wikipedia page, and we successfully cleared his name. And it's not hard when you have forensics reports like Marina did, objectively proving that the story that was propagating was impossible. So it was good that we did that. And for those of you who watched the interview when it was launched or since, it's really become quite popular again lately. So thank you everyone who's been coming to the party, to the table at this stage of the game. People are still interested. And maybe it is in part because, yeah, there's a mystery around it. So we did prove his innocence that first time. If you hear a crying boy in the background, it's just bedtime for my son, and my wife is taking care of him. So apologies if there's some interference from that, but we didn't complete the story. Let me quickly tell you why. It's a dark story. It's a strange story. It's a story that scared me a bit when Marina gave me a sense of what had happened. I'm born with the ability to see the unseen. Don't know why. Don't know why. I do know that I have people in my mother's lineage that are initiated into some kind of nature mysticism for, common folk. That was back in the days. People actually had spell books back then, and they had spells that worked. Maybe that's why I was born with some of these talents. I don't know. But I've been able to see the unseen. And when Marina started to tell me the details around Robert Moore's death, I was seeing things in the dark that I felt uncomfortable with. Quite uncomfortable. I didn't quite understand the implications of telling the story back then. And so some of you, quite a few of you actually, you've asked when is the second part coming? And I'm recording it now on Thursday. So I think it's important for me personally because there are details in Robert's, Dr. Moore's story that overlap with my own to some extent. I did have a fascination some years back for mysterious women that seem to have some kind of occult powers. And Robert Moore ended up with a woman like that, and we're going to cover that with Marina. She was a magician associating herself with the serpent through the symbolism of her life. And Dr. Moore was somebody who was setting up wards in his home for self-protection. So he felt that he was under threat from his wife, clearly, and we'll get all of the details from Marina when I've recorded and post-produced the interview. The forensics reports indicates there may be a killer on the loose. There are strange things with a missing will and testament from the crime scene, and a lot of the things that were unseen were, visible enough that I stayed out. I wasn't ready. Since then, I think, first of all, I've grown a lot in the spirit since then. There's been a massive increase in spiritual authority in my life, so I feel that from a spiritual perspective, it's right for me now to do it because I could contain what is being revealed better, whatever it is. I don't really know yet. I just know some of the details. Though there's also this fact in my own life that I basically, a few years ago, stopped working with the king, warrior, magician, lover archetypes. And my reasoning at the time was related to a particular ritual that I was hosting for men instead of the initiation that I was leading at the time, Reclaiming the Throne. That was associated with certain shamanic practices that are recurring across different cultures. In Vajrayana Buddhism, it's associated with the practice of feeding your demons. There is it's called She in Tibetan. There's a practice here that has as it's like a tantric practice, that the underlying principle is if you feed your demons, they're hungry for something because they haven't been integrated. And when you feed them, they start to integrate and you become whole. With what I saw over the last several years, in my estimation, there's been a massive proliferation of demonic activity because I've seen it. I've seen it visually as well, manifesting in people. So these are the things that I see. It's also the things that I hear through people that work in, for instance, mental health, where their patients are reporting like a lot of demonic activity in their lives. And I just consider these people to be uninitiated shamans. I think that's the right way to look at them. Western medicine has effectively removed all of the shamans from our culture and told us the story that they're crazy. And in that way, we have all become stupefied because we think that there is no other side, there is no subtle realm, there is no second heaven. And these people, they are plugged into that place, but they haven't been taught ways to self-regulate in facing it. And so through these contacts in mental health, I'm just hearing that demonic activity is picking up more and more, and that is what I feel. And so I was like, what does it mean to feed your demons in a time like this? I didn't know for this particular question, and because I wasn't sure that I had the spiritual authority in spirit at the time to actually ensure the safety of the participants, I shut down the work that I did with King or Magician Lover. And I haven't really fully moved on yet. I am moving on, but there's something in me that's kind of frozen in time around what happened. There is a soul kinship that I feel with Dr. Moore. Don't know how else to put it, really. So, yeah, I just wonder how we came to be in this situation. I want to know what happened. I want to know why he chose to be, as a Christian man, as far as I know, why he chose a woman that would end up casting spells, like some kind of ritual magic, that he needed to protect himself against. Why was he attracted to that? He was a wise man, as far as I'm concerned, beloved by so many of us. Why was he drawn to such self-destructive intimacy? I wonder, Chicago is a dangerous place. It's a place, the murder capital of the US, as far as I know, and it's also the satanic capital of the US, according to the various interviews I've seen with former Freemasons lately. So I'm just curious, what are the things that haven't been exposed around his death? And I'm curious about that because I feel like once I know fully, I can move on. And I think maybe more of you feel like that. Like you want to know the whole story. And while his legacy has been redeemed, we may wonder, why was such a wise man attracted to such relational chaos? He was chased throughout his home by his wife, according to Marina. And she would be carrying a knife, and he would barricade himself behind doors in order to not be stabbed. Why would a man like Dr. Robert Moore do something like that? These are questions that I need answered, and we're going to get them answered on Thursday while doing our utmost to honor his lineage. I would say there's a lineage around him and his legacy, because I love what he's done. I think his gifts to humanity are very important, even though I have personally moved on from them professionally. But there's a mystery that needs to be resolved. So this interview will be recorded using this platform on Thursday, and then I will put it into post-production, and then we'll see when it is ready to be published. Maybe as soon as Saturday, we'll see. If not, it may be in the middle of next week, because I will be traveling to Norway to visit my mother with my family there. So we'll see exactly when it's going to be launched. Though, yeah, I think this is going to be good for the men's work community. I hope that many of you will tune in. Maybe some of you have questions. I thank you all for being eager to watch or hear what we're going to talk about. There are many of you who have been requesting this conversation in the first interview. So I probably wouldn't have done it without you, frankly. But with all of those requests, I came to realize how important it is for me as well. And I feel my heart is really raw and tender speaking about this. I don't know, it feels a bit like grief, but it feels a bit like there's something I need to release. So I look forward to this. I look forward to moving on fully from what happened. So have a good day, everyone, and hope this worked okay. And then you'll get to see that part 2 of the interview with Marina Moore Weems in the near future. Bye now.